Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Friday, June the 7th, 2023. Friday, June the 7th. Well, of course, TJ is still at the Savoy talking to Curtis, and Molly, the Davis girls, walks in. And Molly sees him, and TJ's looking across the room at her. And she walks over to him. She says, TJ, what are you doing here? And he goes, I'm sorry, Ma. I came here to talk to my uncle, and I planned on being out of here before you left. And she said, well, this isn't right. And he's like, what do you mean it's not right? I just said I was talking to my uncle. This is his nightclub. And I planned on being gone before you got here. I can leave right now. She goes, TJ, that's not what I'm talking about. You should never feel like you have to leave anywhere before I get there. She says, I needed a night out. Okay. I needed a girls' night out, not because I don't want to be with you. I needed a girls' night out so I didn't have to think about none of our fertility issues. And in my mind, I'm thinking, how well did that work for you, Molly? Because pretty much you ended up, that's what you had to talk to about at the nail place, which, by the way, had zero manicurists there. Those three came to get the nails done, and I saw not one worker doing a manicure and pedicures, not one. What kind of place is that, right? So anyway, she said, you are my partner. And I don't ever want you to feel that I'm trying to get away from you or I need to get away from you, because that's not what's going on, TJ. I love you. I just need a break from the situation. And he goes, okay, okay. So he goes, so do you want me to leave? And she goes, no, I don't want you to leave. Please stay. Right? So he's sitting down. They kiss. You know, it was a real kiss. He could tell she meant it. He could tell she wants him to stay. And he's talking to Christina because Christina's talking about, the whole, her project, her nonprofit. And things are coming along. She is starting to get more help with it, and she realizes a whole lot more than she thought, which she goes, you all were right. This is a huge undertaking. And there's a lot that I have to do to make it right, to get to launch it right or develop it right. And so she goes, and I don't want to spend all my time being an administrator in an office. I want to spend time with the kids. I want to spend time, talking to them, helping them, you know. And so then Alexis says, that's what delegation is for, Chrissy. Hire someone to help you with that. Okay. And so Sam was like, or one of them said, or maybe Christina, like, oh yeah, delegation coming from you. And she goes, look, I know, I'm the worst at delegating. Maybe Christina said it, but delegate. And so TJ said, Molly was there too. Maybe she's the one that said delegate, right? And so she says that, TJ asked about healthcare or something, or do they see the doctor, whatever the deal was with healthcare. And Christina says a lot of them don't go to the doctor because they don't want their gender to become an issue. And so TJ said, well, that's going to be something for you to think about. Maybe there's going to, some free clinic services or something, to help. And so she goes, that's a good idea. Molly said, I know a better idea. TJ, you should be on Christina's board. And so Christina says, you know what? This is a nonprofit. And I am going to have to set up a board of directors before We even break ground. So I would love to talk to you about that. And TJ says, oh yeah, because he is busy at the hospital, but I'm sure he could, people find time to do whatever they want to do, right? So anyway, so much for Molly trying to get away. So music has started, and she goes, TJ gets up and he goes, come on, Molly, you want to dance? And she goes, sure. So they go out and they start dancing, right? And I guess the record's over. And Christina's talking to Alexis and Sam, and she goes, why didn't I think of this before? And they're like, what? I've got a great idea. And Alexis is like, uh-oh, am I afraid to ask what it is? Should I be afraid? And Sam is looking like, oh, here you go, Chrissy. And so she goes, and she's talking so loud, right? I should be TJ and Molly's surrogate. And as she's saying it, Molly was coming back to the table, to where they were. And Molly hears it. And Molly's probably thinking, girl, you think you could say that loud enough? Because the DJ didn't hear yet that I have a surrogacy problem. Talk a little louder, because see, the people between me and you, they all heard it, because I heard it, right? So Alexis looks at Christina like, you? And Sam looks at Christina like, you know, that we all said Christina's going to be Molly's surrogate, right? We like that. Watch, that's what they do. Christina's going to be Molly's surrogate. That would never work. Molly's a vegetarian. Molly does healthy exercise, healthy living. Remember when TJ and her initially talked about, well, could we insist that the surrogate eat vegetarian while she's pregnant? And they really try to critique this woman, right? That'll be a nightmare. Christina is the opposite of Molly, and she's going to do what she wants to do. So where the problem is going to arise, I see, it's going to be Christina's eggs, because Molly's egg is not viable. That baby is going to be Christina's baby. It'll be Christina and TJ's baby. Molly's going to feel alienated. As in most surrogacy stories, Christina is not going to be able to let go of the baby, because it will be her daughter, right? Even though she's having it for her sister. It's different when Molly's eggs were viable and I am just an incubator for my sister and her husband. But when I know, okay, this baby is half my DNA, that's going to be interesting. And I see that's going to be a problem. And if TJ is now going to work on the board, watch, we're going to see more interactions with TJ and Christina. So don't let her be pregnant with his child. I mean, this is every time they do a pregnancy surrogacy story, same thing. Jax was paying more attention to Elizabeth, because it was Elizabeth's egg. Was it Elizabeth's egg or was it Courtney's egg? I think it may have been Courtney's egg, but Elizabeth was carrying the baby. And Jax was doing everything from going to all the appointments to anything, anywhere Elizabeth needed to go, Jax was taking her, and Courtney started feeling insecure, right? So this is before she got pregnant with Spencer, of course. That baby ended up dying. Elizabeth lost it because when one of the recast of Carly had just gotten out of Shady Brook, she ran in front of the road and Jax had to swerve the car, and it hit a tree or something, and Elizabeth lost the baby. But anyway, and then Maxie, we know that was a disaster. Maxie loses Lulu's baby. Doesn't tell Lulu, sleeps with Spinelli. She gets pregnant with Spinelli's kid and tries to pass it off as Lulu's, but was always hanging around, trying to offer advice because that was her child. Look, not just her child with Dante, that was her child with Spinelli, period. So it's just, I don't know. I don't see this working very well, the whole surrogacy thing. But we shall see. You know, they're gonna keep drama going, right? They're gonna keep some drama going on. So then we had boring interactions. I get so sick of Brooklyn looking at Granny, you know. And Tracy gets herself invited to the family dinner that they were having, and Gregory took one look at Tracy because Gregory's coming in, and he looks at her like, "What are you doing here?" And she says, "Oh, I was invited to your family's dinner." And he just looks at her, and he's trying to be cordial, right? Because all the families there, you notice Gregory's symptoms. He's not having any, right? For a while there, he could hardly walk straight, stand up too fast, he's ready to pass out. You haven't really seen Gregory suffer from any kind of symptoms in a long time. That's interesting to me, when he's supposed to be getting worse. So anyway, they have a nice dinner. What I don't understand is why Finn let Violet drink all these sugary, non-alcoholic drinks. She was having cocktails before dinner. Up at the pool, Brooklyn got her Shirley Temple. Her and Finn, she was polishing one off at the bar when Chase came up. Then it showed her with a new one at the table. And I said, oh my God, this girl is going to be waterlogged. She's not going to have no room to eat. Why are you letting her drink all that? Where's her water? So anyway, they have a good dinner. And Tracy was actually pleasant. She really was. And in this picture, this scene, she was actually smiling. They were looking at pictures on the phone. She was pleasant. She was smiling. Chase said, you know, I think your grandmother's just lonely. Because look, she's having fun. And Brooklyn's like, oh, good God. Brooklyn couldn't wait for dinner to be over. She's telling Chase, let's go upstairs and get a nightcap because, woo, I need to unwind. And every time he goes, Brooklyn, you seem to be extra anxious. He goes, every time I have to be around my grandmother for any length of time, I'm anxious. So he goes, no, but I think it's something else. Well, you know, is there anything else? And of course, Brooklyn, no, Chase, no. So then we have, this was a nice scene, I thought. Let me see. Where is it? It is Sunny and Anna, and I honestly think I did not upload the picture. Anna met Sunny pool top, and she was saying Valentine gave a message, and she said, I don't understand what it's about, but he said you would know that trust no new contacts. If a new contact approaches you, refer to your old check with your old contact to make sure the changes are legitimate. And so she goes, do you know what that means? And Sunny goes, yeah, I do. And she goes, it's interesting, Sunny. Why are you and Valentine in business together? What business? What dealing? What arrangement do you two have? And he goes, you know what? You really don't want to know. You know, or he's like, you know what? Nah, nothing you should concern yourself about. And she goes, call me concerned, right? Because she's like, it's a cryptic message. And for Valentine to be giving it to you, that means he's involved. Anna don't know. Valentine's the one that approached Sunny on behalf of Pikemen. It was Valentine that brokered the deal. So we could tell it's getting ready to beef up. It is getting ready to beef up. And then we have this boring part. See, Anna was there poolside because she was talking to Jordan. And Jordan was telling her, you know, they end up going on their personal lives and, you know, it's a mess. And, you know, Portia's brother told Portia about the kiss, you know, between her and Curtis. And Hannah's like, whoa, he said, yeah. And it just caused a mess. And I was really pissed at Zeke because he didn't have to tell. And so she goes, yeah, but it kind of seems like you and him, there's a little spark between you two. And Jordan is like, yeah. And I'm thinking it did not look like a spark to me. They didn't even look that good in the bed together. I mean, their chemistry is not that good, you know? So as she's talking to Anna about him, guess who comes walking in with a drink poolside but Zeke? And Jordan's eyes look up at him like, yeah, there's that hunk of man. Yeah, there he is. And Anna looks at her face and she kind of looks and she sees him and she goes, oh. And so Zeke comes over, Jordan, whatever he says to her. And Jordan is like, I'm busy with my friend. And Anna goes, well, listen, I've got something I need to do. So I'm going to go take care of that business. Okay. And she gets up and Jordan looks at Anna like, really, Anna? Really? Right? And that's when Anna texts Sonny she calls him, where are you? Because I need to see you. And he goes, I'm at the Metro Court having dinner with Dante. And she goes, I'm at poolside. He goes, okay, I'll be up in a minute. He was having dinner with Dante because he asked Dante to be his best man. And Dante was trying to find out about, you know, some gunshots being reported, you know, different warehouses. And he goes, what are you up to, Dad? What are you into? You know, should I be concerned? And Sonny goes, oh, no. You talking to me as a cop? He said, I'm talking to you as your son. That's what I'm talking to you as. He goes, no, you shouldn't be concerned. He goes, and where's Dex? He says, Dex is usually joined to you at the hip. Where is he tonight? And then that's when Sonny gets the call from Anna because Sonny didn't even really answer where was Dex. So I'm thinking, yeah, where is Dex? Right? So Sonny, you know, him and Anna finished talking and Zeke is talking to Jordan saying, no, I think we had a connection, you know, and I think, you know, we should explore it and it shouldn't be over. And she goes, look, he goes, I know you're mad because I told my sister. And she goes, you know what? Ultimately, Zeke, I'm not mad that you told your sister. Jordan is your sister. I mean, Portia is your sister. And if she would have found out about the kiss, and if she would have found out that you knew, she'd feel like you betrayed her. So you know what? Fine. It doesn't even matter that she knows, but Curtis and I are a non-issue, right? And so he goes, well, then we should be able to see each other. She goes, it's messy and I don't like it. You know, you're Portia's brother. I don't like messy situations. He goes, how is that? She goes, how is that messy? And he goes, Jordan goes, because Portia's not going to like it. And he goes, Portia would just have to get over it. And who comes walking in from the same way Zeke came walking in, looking at Jordan as she's walking up to her? Zeke, you've been ignoring all my calls. And he looked, she goes, is that because you're on a little date with Jordan? See, she did a put down. You on a little date with Jordan? And Jordan looks at her, she goes, it's not like that at all, Portia. And so he goes, I've been busy. And so she says something, and George's just looking at her. And then guess who comes walking in from behind? Curtis. It ought to be good. Is it going to come out? when Curtis gets to the table that Portia and Zeke slept together because not Portia, that's her brother, Lord have mercy, not Portia, that Jordan and Zeke slept together. Because watch, Curtis is going to have issue with that. And it's going to be noticeable, watch. And Portia's going to notice it. Portia may say, Curtis, can we go talk over here at whatever table? And Curtis, all his eyes are going to be looking to see what's Jordan doing. Is she smiling at him? It looks like she's having too much fun with him. And I don't like him. Oh, yeah, right. Okay. I could tell that's going to be a hot mess. Curtis is going to be a hot mess. And good. Portia needs to see it. I don't like Portia at all. So anyway, that is it. That's all that happened on GH today. Nothing else special to scream and shout about. Let's hope next week is better. We should see Willow at home next week. And Nina coming to play Nurse Mommy. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting next week, I feel. So let's go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner. Lisa says, what if the receptor, is really deceptor, idea belongs to Erica Kane or Kendall's company Fusion? I know, huh? That would be good. What was Erica's company's name? It was, I know it was Erica Kane Cosmetics, but Enchantment. Enchantment was the name of her company. How did I remember that? I don't know. Anitha says Tracy is no good. Spencer is falling for Esme, and Sonny will not marry Nina. And Sabrina says, I wanted a subject for discussion. How about what stories would you like to end and why? Just a thought. Now that's a good thought. Oh, you know what, Sabrina? I'm writing that down in my what stories would you like to end and why? I like that. And I could even say, even in the past, what stories in the past that you just couldn't stand and why? I like that. That's a good one. Now, that's a keeper. Sabrina also says, daily recap lady, Molly and TJ are so boring, even more so with the recast. This baby storyline is going to end badly for all concerned. I agree with you. And Faye says, another spoiler, said Tracy is lying to BLQ. She didn't have anything to do with Chase getting his job back. They had already decided to reinstate him, but BLQ thinks it was because of Tracy. I know if that is true. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounds like a good twist. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Now, Faye, I don't mind this kind of spoiler because you probably heard it from another YouTuber. You know how I give predictions and I'll say, I think this is going to happen. Wouldn't this be interesting? And that's okay, because that's that person's opinion. It's when I consider, look, no spoilers is when you guys are watching episodes ahead on YouTube and then coming in saying, well, this, that, and the other is going to happen. That's what I don't like, because we haven't seen it yet. So, you know, don't spoil an episode, but saying something that another YouTuber said, that's okay, because everybody has their own opinion. And that would be interesting if Tracy had nothing to do with it, because who knows? That would be interesting, right? So Lisa says they are already decided they had already decided not to let him come back, and Brooklyn didn't get the letter in time. It was too late. So Tracy stepped in for Brooklyn because Brooklyn asked her to. No, what happened is, yes, the letter was too late. But Dante was the one back in December coming back to Chase saying that it was actually Jordan contacted the review board and Jordan asked them to reconsider. And so they said their next hearing is in the fall. They would reconsider in the fall. And so back in December, the fall felt like a long time to Chase, but Chase knew then he had to, and Dante said, keep your, hey, you better be squeaky clean from now through the fall, right? So that you can get reinstated. So it was Jordan that got them to take another look at Chase, right? Now, whether Tracy's lying or not, I don't know. Tracy will lie like the back of her hand. And then once her lie is exposed, she'll look at Brooklyn like, whatever. She never apologizes for the pain and hurt she causes, ever. Tracy will sooner get on a plane and leave before she gets arrested, right? Lucy says, why doesn't Brooklyn just tell Chase that Granny Tracy had a hand in his getting his detective badge back instead of letting Tracy blackmail her and force her to steal information on the deceptor? Because that's too much like the right thing to do, right? Lisa says, next Tracy will blackmail her about stealing the information. That is a sure way. That is the sure way Tracy is, or that is how Tracy is, mean and evil. And Sabrina says, is Brooklyn going to jail? She stole company info. Brooklyn's not going to go to jail because guess what? I think that company info, as it's going to turn out, was stolen from someone else. And Ron says Sasha sees Brooklyn get the drive from Tracy and will tell someone or keep it to herself. And Lisa says Sasha will hopefully talk to Brooklyn. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But that's it. That's it for Comment Corner. Wasn't a whole lot of comments, so good. I breezed right through that. Everybody will be back on Monday for another daily recap of General Hospital.